Welcome to Learn English with Global Link Language. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's English lesson. I'm Bella from Learn English with Global Link Language. Our topic for today is greetings in English, specifically how to greet someone in formal and informal ways. Probably hello is the first word you learned in English, right? There are many different ways to greet people and introduce yourself in English. See how you can use different words and phrases to greet people and introduce yourself with different levels of formality. In formal and informal situations, each conversation has the same structure, only the language is different. So, all of the simple greetings, you take a simple greeting and then you add one of the questions afterwards. Informal greetings. Informal greetings are useful if you know someone well or if you're meeting someone in a casual situation. For example, if you're hanging out with some friends and your friends introduce you to one of their friends, you would probably use informal language. In informal conversation, we often used a lot of short questions and sentences. Good morning. Now, for casual greetings in the United States, whether it's seeing a friend unexpectedly at the grocery store, greeting a coworker in the elevator, or saying hello to a neighbor, let's start with the first one on our list. Good morning, along with good afternoon and good evening. At the moment, good morning or more casual by simply saying morning is most formal for casual conversations. However, it's still very friendly and warm. This combination of formality and warmth make it an ideal greeting to use when saying hello to a stranger on a morning walk, greeting a neighbor or a coworker. Of course, because it includes the word morning, we stop using it around noon. Now, you might be wondering if that's a good time to switch to good afternoon, and my answer is, kind of good afternoon has a higher level of formality than good morning, so it feels very distant and might be considered too formal for casual conversations. So instead of a good afternoon, you're more likely to hear hello or hi after those morning hours, along with an informal hi. Hello, you might also hear hey or hey there. Hello is the most basic way to greet someone in English. You can use hello in any situation. Hi, hey, or hey man. You can use hey and hi to greet someone instead of hello. Both are particularly popular among younger people. While hi is appropriate to use in any casual situation, hey is for people who have already met. If you say one hey to a stranger, it might be confusing for that person because he or she will try to remember. When you met before, you can also add man to the end of hey when greeting males. Some people also use hey man to casually greet younger women, but only do this if you know the woman very well. Remember that. Hey doesn't always mean hello. Hey can also be used to call for someone's attention. We don't just stop with good morning, hello, hi, hey, or hello there. We usually add a question when we are speaking English. How's it going? One of the common questions that we'll ask is, how's it going? When we say how's it going, it is the contraction of how is it going. But we don't usually say all the words. We usually say, how's it going? And some possible answers are good, pretty good, not too bad. It's going good. It's going well, or I'm doing well. All of those would be great answers. The next set of questions that you might ask are, how are you? How are you today? How are you doing? And how are you doing today? So all of those are kind of the same question. They kind of mean the same thing. Possible answers for those questions are, I'm fine. I'm good or good. I'm pretty good or pretty good. Or I'm doing great, not bad. The way you answered those type of questions depends on the person who is asking, how well you know them and what context you talk. Details on how to answer these types of questions are listed and guided in the video I link below. You also ask, "What's up?" "What's new?" "What's going on?" Or, "What's happening?" These are some other informal ways of asking, "How are you?" which are typically used to casually greet someone you have met before. Most people answer with nothing or bah, not much. Just here, nothing new, nothing special. Same old, same old. Or if it feels right to make small talk, you could also briefly describe anything new or interesting that's going on in your life before asking, "What about you?" to continue the conversation. So if someone says to you, "Hello, what's up?" you most likely will say not much, nothing. "How's everything?" How are things? Or, "How's life?" These can be used to casually greet someone and ask how the person is doing, but most often these sentences are used to greet someone you already know. To these, you can answer, "Good," or "Not bad." "Things are great." Again, if small talk feels appropriate, you could also briefly share any interesting news about your life, and then ask the person, "What about you?" Or another greeting question. "How's your day?" Or, "How's your day going?" These questions mean how are you, not just right now, but how you've been all day. You would use these greetings later in the day and with someone you see regularly. For example, you might ask a coworker one of these in the afternoon, or a cashier that you see at the grocery store every evening. "It's going well" is the grammatically correct response, but people often say, "It's going good," or simply answer with "Fine," "Good," or "All right." By the way, notice that "good," "fine," or "not bad" are perfect answers to almost any greeting question. And here are other answers. "Really good. Thanks for asking." "Great. Thanks." "Good. Thanks." "It's going fine. And you?" It's been great. Thanks for asking." "Pretty good. You?" "Oh, it's going great. How about you?" "Fine. Thanks. And how about you?" "Not bad. How's yours?" "It went really well. Nothing special. Same as usual. It was a pretty normal day." Remember, you usually use a simple greeting and then you add a question to it. So all of these questions are almost always answered the same way with the answer of, "How are you?" We have detailed video instructions on how to respond for each context. I add link below. Good to see you or nice to see you. These casual greetings are used with friends, coworkers, or family members that you haven't seen in a while. It's common for close friends to hug when they greet each other, particularly if they haven't seen each other in some time. So you might use this greeting along with a hug or handshake depending on your relationship with the person. A long time no see or it's been a while. These casual greetings are used when you haven't seen someone in a long time, particularly if you meet that person unexpectedly. How much is a long time? It depends on how often you normally see that person. For example, you could use one of these greetings if you normally see the person every week, but then don't see them for a few months or more. Usually these phrases are followed by another question like, "How are you?" "How have you been?" or "What's new?" How have you been? This greeting question is only asked by people who have already met. If someone asks you, "How have you been?" they want to know if you have been well since the last time the two of you met. To answer this question in short way, it's similar to answering the question, "How are you?" The difference is when you answer, "How are you?" you answer in present tense, such as, "I'm okay," with, "How have you been?" On the other hand, you will be answering using the present perfect progressive tense, and this is done by using "I've been" plus the continuous verb form. Here are some examples. "I've been working a lot recently." "I've been doing okay." "I've been good but incredibly busy." "I've been doing, well, I've been so-so." Actually, How have you been is a very common question from native English speakers. We made a detailed video to talk about how to use it. You can click on the link below for more details on how to use this very common question. In short, the answer depends on the person you're talking to and how close you are to giving you the right answer. Usually, we just respond with short answers like I mentioned above. Formal greeting. Imagine that you're on a business trip and you're meeting some important clients for the first time. Saying hello to the company president, the CEO, or upper-level management, or meeting new colleagues for the very first time. In these situations, you'll want to use more formal language. The greetings good morning, good afternoon, and good evening are quite formal and are generally only used in formal situations. Using. Good morning is always a great option for saying hello again. It has that wonderful combination of politeness and warmth. When you first meet someone, you introduce your name with a full sentence, my name's, and ask, and your name is. This is more formal than asking what's your name. When speaking less formally, you'd use a shorter introduction like I'm Bella or just Bella. It's common when greeting someone in English to ask some kind of how are you question. Remember that formality doesn't just depend on the words you use. Other things like tone of voice and body language are also important. To show your respect, you can also add the person's last name to your greeting words. Usually, native English speakers tend to be more informal even in business communication and use the person's first name after the salutation. Good morning, Mr. Houston. Good afternoon, Ms. Partridge. Good morning, Tom. Good evening, Kelly. It is also common to say, good morning, sir, madam, when greeting someone in a formal situation whose name is unknown. This is often heard by staff talking to customers in shops, restaurants, and hotels. I also want to add that good morning can be made more casual by simply saying morning. You can also simply use afternoon or evening as informal greetings, but these are also less commonly used. Next, let's look at how to handle greetings and introductions in a neutral way. Neutral means neither formal nor informal. You don't need to be very formal, but you also wouldn't want to sound too casual. For example, imagine you're at work and you meet a new colleague. You're the same age and you're in the same department. This is an example of a neutral situation. How do you do next? Just say, hello or hi, example. It's nice to meet you, it's a pleasure to meet you, or pleased to meet you. These greetings are formal and polite. If you say this to someone when you meet him or her for the first time, it will make you seem courteous, polite. Remember to only use these greetings the first time you meet someone. Next time you see the person, you can show that you remember him or her by saying, "It's nice to see you again," or simply, "It's nice to see you." How do you do? Now I want to talk a little about the greeting, how do you do? This greeting is very formal and quite uncommon and old-fashioned now, but it may still be used by some older people. The proper response is, "I'm doing well," or, as strange as it seems, some people even ask, "How do you do?" Write back as an answer. Thank you for joining us in this video on learning how to greet in English. We hope you found it informative and enjoyable. Language learning is an exciting journey, and it all starts with a simple hello. If you enjoyed this video and want to continue improving your English and exploring more language lessons, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. By subscribing, you'll stay updated with our latest lessons and tips. Remember, Practice makes perfect, so keep practicing those greetings, and before you know it, you'll be confidently greeting people in English. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.